Yay! I always get a little bit excited when I have it figured out. It doesn't even pop up. I still usually have like that little screen card I put up there says the expert. I do that so I can get the live going. Oh, I'm so bad. How are you beautiful tubers doing tonight? This is Sunday. We got to get ready because Monday's coming. Got punch it in the mouth. We're going to have a good week all week long. We're going to rock and roll, turn 2025 around on its ear. We're going to have a good time. And you know what? We're going to start that right now with my guest, Vice Baby. Man, dude, welcome to the stream, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for answering it when I reached out. We were talking just like he came on a few minutes ago, and I was like, well, so we could always surprise them and go early because y'all I have a tendency not to make it on time. And anyway, it's I told him, I was like, yeah, like he had come in a few weeks ago. I think not this past Friday, but Friday before that, and said hi on Friday Night Live. And all of a sudden, I started getting messages, people like, oh my gosh, you got to have Ice Baby on. And I was like, okay, like I don't think this guy wants to be hanging out here. You know, he's gonna be like, man, he's this idiot. And then he set up his YouTube streamer, and he's connected to his Twitter and all that. And I was like, well, we'll give it a shot. And I'm very honored that you accepted my invitation. And so welcome to the show. And you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself? I know nothing, guys. I will tell you what, the very first time I have seen this man, the very first time I've heard this man was on his first stream he did on YouTube yesterday morning. And I already told him, I said, as soon as I heard you speak, I was like, man, your voice sounds like chocolate. I don't know any other way to describe that except like it's a very nice and comfortable voice. So
Appreciate it.
I'm going to shut up now.
Wow. I struggle with these stuff. Well,
okay. Well, your YouTube channel, you got a YouTube channel, but that's not.
Yeah.
Did you have one before or what's?
Well, I had this account for ever, probably like since elementary school or like middle school.
Yeah.
And like I just used it to watch stuff, and officially really started yesterday morning, about 23 hours ago.
Oh wow, yeah, it was 10 a.m. yesterday.
Yeah, and then
for East Coast, you're in that mythical time zone of Mountain. I always say it doesn't exist because I never know anybody from Mountain Time. So we're honored that you would come over here from your you're part of the string theory.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, you had the channel for a long time, and you just went live yesterday for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, didn't know. I always had the thought of like, you know what, I want to do some streams, but I don't know if it'll go well or everything's gonna go wrong. Like I'm not gonna have an audience or all that. But I started getting like people messaging me saying, "You should do it. You should do it." I'm like, why not? Let's do it. So
that's awesome, man.
Turned my camera on and said, "What's up, guys?"
Dude, so that is so like me, like my wife bought me my microphone, and she said, here, quit complaining to me. This was during the pandemic, and she's like, quit complaining to me about people on YouTube and go on there and complain about them. And I was like, okay, so you don't want me to talk to you anymore. Okay. You know, it's rough when you have to live with your spouse. I don't think that came out of my mouth right. When you were locked in your house 24 hours or whatever it is. And so anyway, as soon as she said that, I started doing the thing. I redid a new account and stuff because I was like, I don't want to, I don't want anybody to see whatever I commented on and stuff like that over the years. And anyway, after that, man, it probably took me a year before I did it because like how you said, like, you think about it, but what do you talk about? What do you do and stuff? And I have all these ideas. All right, I'm already getting, I don't know what I did in Miami, but I'm getting in trouble. So the white rabbit here, that's my wife. So she's listening, so I have to behave now. But anyway, yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's a different thing, and you always people want to do it. So I'm very glad that you made that jump. How you liking it? You've been 23 hours now.
23 hours in, I mean, not too bad, I guess. It's really supportive people. Like I do feel genuinely lucky that I know the people that I know, and like they've been helping me out and really pushing me to do like get out of my comfort zone, really, because I am camera shy and I don't like to listen to my own voice. I don't like pretty much everything about me that I listen back at, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just suck it up and go
Screw it,
for
we'll
it.
do
Why
it
not?
live, right?
Yeah. Just
Man,
hit that button.
you sound exactly like me. Like I it's funny because it's always like I was always the person that talks like when we go out. But then when you see this, it's different. And I hate my voice. I've always hated my voice. And that was one of the biggest things that I struggled with. And got the microphone and I started playing with every setting there was and all this stuff. It never seemed to go better. And uh, one day, man, I was driving my car. I was at a stoplight and I was just thinking, I was like, man, this thing's never going to work out. And it hit me that what if I'm the only person that hates my voice? And I mean, there might be other people that do like my voice. And I was like, there's, a billion people on YouTube. I don't need a billion followers. I just need whoever wants to listen to me. And that was just enough that I was able to I blocked it out from there on. But I've never listened to a stream of mine. I have no idea what it's like after it's over. I know people that go back and they listen to themselves and try to critique themselves. I'm like, oh no, I would never be back up here if I did that.
Yeah. Like
So
I have actually started listening to my first stream that I just barely started just to get used to my own voice and everything. I'm
mhm.
like, okay, I hate it, but let's just push through it, and hopefully I'll get over myself pretty much and be more comfortable, I guess.
What do you hate about your voice?
Well, honestly, that's a very good question. I don't know. I just don't like it.
It's something, right? I mean, I think that's everybody
Yeah.
who says they hate their voice. So that's just the reason why I asked you that question is because I thought about myself. I I don't know what I hate about it. To me, I have I don't know. It sounds well, one, it doesn't sound like me. Like what
Mm,
I hear in my head and what I hear being played back to me sound like two different things. And
right.
I don't know if it's a weird reaction or what, but because like I said, when I first heard you yesterday, I thought, oh man, this guy, you got a. I'm surprised you're. Well, first of all, I'll tell you what. The very first thing I thought of is I've got to tell him at some point, out of my own personal. I would feel like I cheated you if I didn't tell you this. You're going to be asked to read stories at some point.
I've already gotten those requests
Oh, I
numerous
knew it.
times.
I knew it. Oh, so I'm so glad I got to you early, but it wasn't early enough. They're gonna ask you to read stories and you
Especially
just
on the last night stream, like I
oh
got a lot of like read stories, read stories. I'm like, you know what? I'll think about it. Maybe I'll just do like a little surprise. Just like here's a
no,
video. Ooh,
that's
so
so funny, man, because that's the first thing at what is it, 10:30 yesterday morning. I'm sitting there going, oh, they're gonna hit him up to read stories. And them be in the chat. Um
like this is audible.
yeah. Hang on a second. Wendy Bender, good evening. And happy Sunday. Wendy, I thought you said happy birthday. I was going to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
I
Sunday.
didn't, I just happy Sunday. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then hold on, wait a second. Slug Entertainment says that Tug admitted to being a gecko. I don't know anything about that, but good for him. I support him still. If he is a gecko, I can support that. And then both Teresa and Teresa's been a member for this messed me up. Teresa's been a member for 10 months. I don't know if that means I'm doing something right or She's like, this is my last time saying hello. And then T for 2, get the 10 memberships. Guys, if you got a membership, go to the tab on my YouTube channel, and there's a link over there to Discord. It should be up to date. And what? Me too. It seems longer. But seems longer. Words I've never had my wife say to me. And let's see here. Bad Duck, I'm available. Oh, yeah. Bad Duck's trying to get married, evidently. It's mating season in the
Find the
flock.
mate.
Dynamite.
He's lucky.
Do I? Okay, so besides your voice, so the next question is going to be because you said about to turn on the camera. What was that like for you? Was that the first time yesterday?
Oh yeah. Because I had this plan of just putting like my avatar that I set, just that picture.
Yeah.
But I was setting up OBS to get on the stream and everything. I'm like, I cannot figure out how to do this thing. So the only other option was keep the camera on and hope for the best, I guess. So I'm like, oh well, I just had no choice.
I was an avatar for the first year, and that was a requirement of my wife. She's like, well, she's smarter than I am, and so she said, she didn't want. She's like, you can't use a real name, you can't use your real face because people know you. And she's like, I don't know. I know what you say, and I don't know what you will say, and that could have repercussions on everybody. So I was an avatar, and I don't know. It's I couldn't go back, and I know I don't know. I'm not trying to say like it's not an ego thing or anything like that. But I guess like how some people will listen to themselves talk in their headphones, which I can't stand to do that. I think I'm like, where's that voice coming from? It's I don't know, it's kind of like dead air. Like I can watch and see myself if I'm doing something that looks, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I just realized I'm an idiot. Well, I mean, I didn't just now realize it, but I just realized that was an idiotic thing I started to say. So anyway, tell me more about yourself, Vice.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean,
How'd you feel yesterday? So you did your first stream yesterday, and so you said, screw it, let's go live.
mhm.
You're talking, you're showing your face and everything. How'd you feel? Like were you nervous?
Of course I was nervous. I was
When
nervous.
you hit play, you're nervous, but like, did you notice that at some point you didn't care anymore and you just
Yeah, I think like halfway through the very first stream, I'm like, I'll just try and ramble because
Mhm.
like in my friend group, I'm pretty much like I listen, like I'm the listener. I'm not a
Yeah.
talker. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, this is a habit I have to break if I'm going to do this. Because if I start doing something and I just run out of stuff to say, I'll just go quiet. So there's going to be like a ton of dead air. I'll get even more nervous from that, saying, "Oh, okay, the audience are going to leave. I'm going to have a lot of dislikes. I'm going to have comments of like what I need to change and whatever, which I don't mind. Like constructive criticism is always welcome for me. So I know
Yeah.
what I'm doing wrong and I'll change it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like halfway through, I'm like, this isn't bad. It's just me, the people. They ask questions, so I'll just answer those questions. And then I think that really helped on the next stream that I did. Like, sure, it wasn't like a giant improvement. Like, sure, it still needs work done, but I'm like, this isn't so bad. Just turn the camera, do whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
and then the audience will enjoy it. The audience might not, and they'll tell you if they don't. So I'm like, whatever.
Now that is something like I've noticed. So I've been doing this, like I said, like since pandemic. Like I think this is my either the start of my fourth year. I think I'm in right now. And I'm also, um, you'll see people that are constantly chasing that algorithm dream and stuff, and so they're always trying to find something specific they have to talk about. They stay on there and stuff like that. Me, I'm all over the wall, and I've created an audience that they know, like at some point I'm going to screw up, and they don't attack you on. I mean, some people like the dead air thing, right? That was a
Mhm.
huge thing for me, but I'd rather have dead air than to sit there and go, um, um. I
Yeah.
can't stand the ums. It's the background noise after you have your earphones in for so long, you pick up on the smallest little things, and it's like, oh my gosh, like that's horrible. Whatever that noise is, whatever it is, I can't stand it. Uh, but no, the spending nights with the chat, like that's the craziest thing. Some of my best streams have been like Sunday nights. I usually do this. I usually do a members only stream, and so I'll sit here and be like, like Bad Duck right here. Like I'm like, oh, Bad Duck. Um, okay, so that was not. That's actually that's two things right there. Bad Duck. So I usually don't read things before I pull them up. I'll read like a few words and it looks good, and I'll pull it up. Bad Duck has has created he has an incredible skill of getting me to pull up things without thinking what he said. And so this is what is Helen Keller's favorite color? Velcro. I never thought of Velcro being a color, but it is here now. Thank you, Bad Duck. And then so like you play around with the audience, right? So we do that as like, Bad Duck, just because you are who you are. And he gets a wiggle dance. It's, and like that wiggle dance, that was something dumb that came about because of my uh I used to play I'm Sexy and I Know It. That's the name of that song for our Labrador. And because everybody loved him, I was like, it's stupid stuff like that's how it makes into things. And then you build this relationship with the chat and they get you through your streams. So that's cool that you already noticed that, man.
Yeah, and funny, I just barely noticed that she was in here. So my roommate is actually watching. I just saw her name pop up a couple times. I didn't
Oh,
tell her anything about like who you are or like what you do in your streams. So that wiggle was probably like a giant surprise for her. I'm just
sorry about that. Sorry about that. It's a surprise for everybody.
oh
But
yeah.
if you notice the necklace on the guy on the right, it makes everything better. So, see, this one I read this one. What is the opposite of Christopher Reeves? Christopher Walken. See, that's because he's Bad Duck tells bad jokes. Bad Duck.
He's the best duck.
Anyway, yeah, the chat, they make they're the chat is always my co-host. So that's what I always look at. But anyway, so you did the thing, you decided you made it through with the chat and everything else. As it What's going on? Like you I don't even know what I'd ask after that because you only done 2 streams. I just wanted to like get to know you and see what was going on, all this other stuff. All right. Is there anything you want to what's your I don't know, what's your goal? Or do you have one for this so far?
My goal is to have fun. That's my goal.
That
Have fun
is
with everyone, have fun with my chat, have fun with any guests that I have over, and just be
that is
chill, have fun, enjoy the day or night or evening, whatever.
chill is the main thing, man. I think out of that. I for me, I took this as a business from day one, and that's helped me with the drama because there always gets the YouTube drama, and I do not do drama. I don't care if you start doing drama here. I just don't pay attention to it. I don't care. I walk away. We don't talk about it, anything like that. Don't talk bad about creators. Don't start doing the drama, and don't get involved in I don't know, little silly things. And it's and because I've stuck to that, you take out the bad parts that so many other channels you see get stuck on. You end up having fun. And
Yeah.
that's me. I mean, I was like I said, I don't come here to like complain. That would suck. I escape for a couple hours, right? So, um, okay, I have a question for you that has really nothing to do with anything I think that other people want to hear. But so what's the deal with the truck driving game? I don't get it,
Oh,
man.
I was told to download it. I downloaded it. I played
Yeah.
it. I'm like, you know what? Eh, yeah, it's fun, I guess. You just deliver stuff and make money, buy your own truck, deliver more stuff and get more money. Sometimes we'll crash into people, sometimes you won't.
Do they ever advertise like a truck driving school on the bottom or anything? It seems like that would be a good grift, right? It's like, hey, yeah, you guys can play this game for free. Brought to you by American Truck Driving School.
Like American Truck Driver Simulator, please sponsor me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I've seen some of those streams, man, and I amazes me that they go for hours and hours and hours.
Oh yeah.
And I was on right before this with Roseman Ranch, and her husband drives a truck, and he's like, "Yeah, I do this for a living. Like I could never do something like that." And he was talking about it, I said, if you watch some of these people's setups, right? I was like, they spend
Mhm.
thousands of dollars to make their whole computer system look like the cab of a truck. And I was like, it's amazing to me. And I didn't say this to him, but I was like, at some point, just go to truck driving school. Seems like that's what you want to do. Make money, make real money on the thing. No, I'm joking. Like, I never. It's weird. I like to play games, and I
Mhm.
used to, as a kid, I used to love watching games, which is weird to when I think about it. It's like, but we would just sit there for hours watching other play games, and then
Mhm.
now I'm like, I don't, I don't watch game streams that much. It's weird
Yeah.
how I guess YouTube, my life has changed. Of course, all the things I think that were fun for me on YouTube are gone. It's all out of my algorithm now. Now it's all just truck driving simulators.
Yeah. The law tube is slowly taking over my algorithm on YouTube, so
I'm sorry.
but
It's,
yeah, the trucking stuff, I don't know. It's just it's one of those games where there is no chaos until you create it. So it can be as chill as you want, unless you start ramming into cars and like
oh,
racking up tickets,
now
and you're like, ugh.
you're talking my language now. Oh my gosh, dude, that would last night y'all came into his stream. I was like, man, can you turn to are you driving like Optimus Prime? Because that'd be pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
just transform there. And you know what's funny about that? That's one of those things where like I mean, the Transformer video games and stuff I've ever played, you're a fighting robot basically.
Mhm.
But I've never thought about it, like, what if you took that like that simulator thing, which is very popular, and then you put like that element into it? I was like, man, that'd be a wild game. It's like I'm just
Just
driving around for like 3 hours, and all of a sudden, oh crap, there's Megatron.
Transformer off shift.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, dude.
I'm going to copyright that name right now, so be
Well, you
warned.
said it, so there you go. Oh my gosh. Well, what do you do? I mean, and you don't have to answer any of this stuff because I'm big about being private and not doxing anything about anybody's life. But my next question is going to be: so, what do you do in three? What's fun for you?
It's bad. Like
Okay, well then don't say
I,
that.
I'm very much like a workaholic. I work 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, and pretty much the weekends are my availability to do anything.
Anything?
So,
See,
like outside of that, it's just the classic answer. Just oh, I like listening to music. I like watching TV. I like watching shows.
but you like to
Yeah,
work.
the end.
I mean, that's admirable. That's it's funny because like that's how I am. Like I've always been like I like when I get into something. My my history, I go back to I got out of school and I wanted to. I was a campaign person. I did politics, and
Mm,
so it's always you're working, you're not working, working, you're not working. It's bum 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 bum
right.
bum. And so when you're working, it's if you're awake, you're working, and
Mm,
I love that, man. I love that constant. Well, it's a lot like truck driving. You're driving to one place to the next. You get there, you got to set up, you got to meet people, you got to make sure everything works out, and then you go to the next place and all that stuff. And um, uh, it's the controlled chaos of it that I like. So I understand, like, you say you're working, man.
yeah,
That
I
is
just like to
hot.
stay busy.
Yeah, I hate being not busy.
Yeah,
That
because
makes sense.
every time I come home or like I come back after doing something, I just sit on the couch. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. So I'll just do like random stuff like take the trash out or like pick up like garbage here and there or just walk around the house for no reason at all. And I'm like,
Trying to
yeah,
keep yourself
well,
busy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my part where my 3D. So this is the 2D world, right? And
Hmm.
so like 3D world's like the actual the life. And like my right now, my 3D is driving me nuts because like I got sick on Christmas Eve and I slept for like until New Year's Eve and been trying to get over like respiratory thing and stuff. And then it's like I don't know, you just like you get behind on something, and then I started noticing everything else starts getting wacky, especially because I was the Christmas season stuff. And I'm looking right here going, if I don't get everything in my little room here fixed up and out of my life, I may well actually my wife may just she may take a flare to it. But anyway, no, it's that busy. So like I have a plan. I'm going to do this, today. I'm going to work on this aspect of my 3D life. And then something happens like I like to cover breaking news. And so, like the plane stuff or like the fires that happen. All of a sudden that comes up. And I'm like, that wasn't expected. And so it puts real life off to the side. But you know what? At the end of the day, though, I feel good because I was busy. I hate just sitting there and listening to the paint dry on the walls.
Yeah. Like I I tend to stay away from all like the politics or breaking news and all those because I mean, sure, I'll tune in like I said, Law 2 took over my algorithm, so of course, like I'm always in there, but it's those are the people I enjoy listening to.
Yeah.
So it's different. Like they tell it in a way that it's more entertaining, more fun, not like all dreadful, like, oh, this happened, this happened, this
Mhm.
is wrong, nothing's going right. So like my plan on my channel, I'm like, it's like a break time, little break room.
Dude, I
That's
support that
what
1,000%, man.
that's why I like to do like chill stuff. Like sure I'll maybe get some ideas for contents from the comment section or from my audience. I'm like, okay, I think this sounds good. I'll try it out, all that. But yeah, all my new stuff is coming from all you YouTubers. Like I haven't watched the news in who knows how long.
So, dude, I got man. Everything that's quality end up being quality. I have to attribute to my wife, and I hate to admit that in public like that. But anyway, so it was Christmas like I don't know 3 or 4 years ago, and she said that she came in. She said, "I've decided for Christmas I'm not going to listen to anything news." And she's like, I'm not going to listen to the radio. I'm not going to listen to anything that's happening and all stuff. And she completely tuned the news out. Well, I'm one of those people like I'm always watching, whatever was happening, right? And I then I realized like after a couple of days that I was really aggravating her. I said, I think for Christmas I'm just gonna focus on Christmas and nothing else. Now I got the whole I like the lights. Here's the thing about it, what I like the celebration. And so I was like, I want to celebrate everything and just have fun and not focus
Mhm.
on, what the president said about, you know, popsicle stands in Antarctica. I mean, you know, something stupid, right? That they get hyper focused on, and it's like that doesn't matter. But from that, I get kind of up where I just neither one of us watch the news anymore, and the stuff I get is if it pops up on across, you know, from like X or, you know, some channel or something. And so it's very strange news. Well, not very strange, but it's very specific. Like, you know, like I don't know. Like the thing I watched a lot about was that stupid submarine that blew up. You know,
Oh
the
yeah.
Titanic. That thing was. There was a when I first saw the thing, I thought it was a hot water heater. I thought somebody built that in their backyard. I was like, man, I know a lot. Like I said, I'm in Tennessee, man. I know a lot of dudes that are like, hey, honey, watch this. And
Yeah.
they just you know, it seemed like hey, I got a spare hot water heater tank. I think if I put some oxygen tanks in there, I think we can go down and see that Titanic. It's gonna be your
Let's
anniversary present.
let's just control it around with a PS4 controller.
Was that odd for you when you saw
Oh,
that?
I'm like, it's a submarine, isn't it supposed to be like all fancy, techy, and all that? I just see like a gaming controller. I'm like, I think I found
Dude,
a problem.
yeah, yeah. Now, a lot of people have come in to tell me that that's actually a thing now. Like the military is starting to realize that it's easier to train people on game controllers because they all grew up with game
Right.
controllers in their hands.
Right.
But man, I'm sitting there going, they don't even make that model anymore. It was an old Logitech and it's Bluetooth. I was just thinking before the stream, I was like, I hate Bluetooth. Bluetooth feels like it was invented when NASA went to the moon, you know, whatever. And because I walk down the bathroom is 10 feet from here and my earbuds go out. I'm like, oh, I know I have interference because I got so much electronics between here and there. Again, I mean, come on. A stream works beautifully, but you know what? I can't get Bluetooth to work down the hallway.
Yeah, you're expected to
It
have it still
that's what this little
connected and
thing
like
was. Little, yeah,
still connected thousands of feet underwater. It's like, oh yeah, my Bluetooth, great. You can
yeah,
walk 5 steps out of your house and get your stuff disconnected from everything.
right. And I was like, this thing, it holds 6 billionaires. I mean, tell me, they got 6 billionaires in this thing, and they're running around with like a 1999, like the last year, whatever. This was the I don't know what the heck they were playing on, but it was on Amazon, and for a while, people started hitting the Amazon reviews of it. You couldn't buy it anymore. It was you know, on the whatever, like third party sellers and stuff, and the reviews, man. Oh, dude, the internet did what the internet does, and it was hilarious. But yeah, I was like, this is crazy, man. You know, why didn't he just? He didn't even have that thing wired. Sorry.
If he had it wired, he would have better connection. I don't know.
He could have gotten up. He could have gotten out of there quicker. Holy cow, man! It's like they had a little. It's like, oh, we're the only place that offers a toilet when you get down there. It's like it's in there with everybody else. Like the night before, I'm be looking around seeing what everybody's eating and be like, don't eat that. Don't eat that. We're gonna be in this little toothpaste tube in the morning. You're gonna
One
stink up
fart,
the
it's
place.
over.
Oh yeah, right. We'll look
Like
out this
air it
little
out.
window. Go, ooh, I see Leonardo DiCaprio. Stupid, man. The thing was stupid. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I mean, it was tragic. It was awful, all that stuff. Like, I'm not making fun of that. But it's just like, come on, man. I'm not gonna do this. Oh,
We could have done
anyway.
better.
Yeah, right. Oh, hang on a second. I missed something here. I just saw something very important. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Yeah. Bad Dick says, what do you call an apple that plays the trumpet? A tutti frutti.
Good one.
That's where he gets me. That's where he gets me. Audrey, I didn't see you saying hey. How you doing? Hello. Hey there, expert Connor, mods in chat.
How are you doing,
Wait, hold
Audrey?
on. Bad Duck said, bad jokes. These are great jokes. Ha ha quack. They are great jokes, man. They are great. And then did I miss somebody up here? I thought JKD Buck, thanks for bringing Vice Baby on tonight. Hey,
Yeah, thanks for
the
bringing
honor's
me on here.
mine. I mean, I don't know why this guy, he's much cooler than I am. I don't know why he came on, but I'm glad he did. And then let's see here. Did I miss anybody else? I don't think so. I hope I got it right. If I missed you guys, please let me know. I am trying to keep up with stuff. Okay, so we covered the Titan. That's good. That's good. That's very important conversation to have.
Topic
Oh,
checklist
someone messaged to you. Oh, hang on, wait, hang on. Oh, where'd he go? I just saw Traveling Fools. My buddy traveling here. Was it one of those on controllers, the off-brand they sell? It's Walmart. He says thank you, Mart. But yeah, I thought it was Logitech. Oh yeah, MG Law. Man, I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you, man. I was like, driving the truck, man. I love it. He does win. It's like the coolest looking truck because he's got the cool paint job. Oh wait, we were talking about the Titan. Oh yeah, somebody said they wanted. They said ask me about birds, and
I did see that.
Well, it's the you probably. I mean, if you've been around the internet, then you know the truth. Where'd he go? Where's my sign? Where'd he go? Oh no, here it is.
It's not
so
real. Oh.
Birds aren't real. And that was a sign. That was actually in Memphis, Tennessee, right there. And
brought to you by Goodwill.
Yeah, well, it's appropriate. Do you know about the Birds Aren't Real movement?
Yeah. Yep.
See? Yeah, everybody in chat, like a lot of people, this is new to them. And I'm like, how is the truth new? I mean, you look at a bird and you're thinking, thing's odd. Nobody's ever thought, like, how do they all sit on a power line and it doesn't bother them? If I touch that power line, man, I'd be fried chicken.
The science, that's why. And I just move on.
Yeah, they're recharging.
That's the secret.
Yeah. Cynthia Firefairy, been a member for 10 months. Firefairy here, she's a former fire jumper. She used to jump out of planes and fight forest fires.
Oh, nice.
Is that not crazy? Yeah. And now she's like, well, my back hurts now. I'm like, yeah, so as you jump out of planes. I haven't asked her if she shrunk any from the time she started the firefighting to the time she got out. Impact's the hard part. What do you call a cat that eats lemons? A sourpuss.
Here, let's test this out. Where's the cat? I think the cat's in the roommate's room.
You can give it a lemon?
Well, we don't have lemon, but I got lime juice, so.
Ooh, see, I like lime. Lemon is a. It's funny. I love lemon desserts, but if I'm doing, if it calls for lemon, I try to. Oh, look at that! Now that's a cat. MG, are you watching this? That's a cat. That right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, now what's Kitty's name?
Well, his government name is Junior, but
I love that.
But roommate hates that name, so she renamed him Junibug or Junie. So I said, you know what? I'll meet you in the middle and just call him Cat.
Hey, it's his code name's Cat.
Yep. It's like Perry the Platypus. Cat the cat.
I love platypi. They're God's mulligan, right? Oh, wait,
lobotomy cat. He's all right.
Rosalind, if I could reach it, I'd sit on the phone wires. I'm too short. Are you saying that you're a drone? That explains a lot.
Wasn't a bird confirmed?
That's right. Oh my gosh. What is Slug Entertainment? His name is Lobotomy Boy.
Yeah, we call him our lobotomy child because
that's like awesome.
Zero thought in his brain. His favorite thing to do was just stare into the wall. He'll just sit and stare into the wall at all times.
We have ceiling cats around here, which you can see in the stream. It's a thing, but it's always staring at you, judging. Cats are judgy.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
Everything's good.
question for you, man.
Yeah.
So, um, talking about the Titan and the thing with birds and the cats. Like, so, do you have a meme that you just dig? You know, like an internet thing where you're like, "That's so crazy, I love it."
Not really, no. I don't have like one specific one. And if you told me like, oh, what other things do you have? I couldn't tell you because I go through like thousands of memes a day.
Oh, I love them,
So
man.
like
I absolutely love them. I mean,
like it depends on the day. Depends on the day, I guess.
yeah, right. It does. It's like what's trending that day. What was it? What's the other one? There was so Ceiling Cat reminded me of was there uh was it sewer horse is one, I think.
What?
Someone found a picture of a horse that had like gone into a sewer. It's I don't know, man. It's I didn't know about it until the whole Ceiling Cat thing. Like I started embracing Ceiling Cat here. Like I knew Ceiling Cat been around for a while before I started bringing it up, and then sewer horse. I saw that. I was like, "What is this?" And had to go into a whole deep dive. It's like someone took a picture of a horse looking up from the ground, and it was just I don't know, but
Yeah, I do not recognize this Stewart horse you talk about.
let's see. What's there's another meme that I just thought about one that reminded me of. The sewer horse was this. Mm, I don't know. It's funny. It's like yeah, I know them all, but then it's like I forget as soon as it. Oh, hold on, wait a second. Actually, like these guys. Like this is where'd it go? There was this guy here.
Nice.
I quote him almost daily.
And then what was the what's the God, what's this one called? It's that's an old. You gotta look up like old memes. You ever do a man? I tell you what, you I'm done all my secrets now. It's like, what do you do? You're like, oh, did you see so and so? I'm like, no, I was looking up something else. I was looking at like original internet memes. I saw something on Reddit. It got me down a rabbit hole. But that's like Judgy
I would
Gopher
also
or
quote
something like
that
that.
that little advertisement. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh,
Little necklace, whatever.
yeah, what's that thing called? Life Alert.
Yeah, life
The
alert. There
Life
you
Alert.
go.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what's funny when you said that? What I was thinking of, have you ever seen a clap-on commercial?
Yeah.
Before there were like everything had a name, every electronic had a name, you know? You used to have yeah,
Clap on.
yeah, you did.
Clap off.
Yeah. For 1999, you wouldn't have to get out of bed. And in the commercial, it's like you see at the very end, so this old woman, she's in a nightgown, man, and the TV's on or whatever. And she wakes up, she's like all just aggravated. I was like, you went to sleep with the TV on. Like, I do that every night. So she's all, man, she goes, and like and everything goes off. And I'm like, wow, man, I've never seen someone so mad about electricity before. Oh my gosh.
My my,
Um,
my friends are horrible because they would say like if you and your lady were having fun in bed wrestling, it's just gonna be a rave. Just on and off.
oh my gosh, dude, I never thought about that. Oh my gosh. Clap on, clap off. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, I gotta ask you. All right, hang on a second. All right, Jen Lee, I've been missing the expert because of the thing. So happy to catch this one. Vice baby smiles like his dad. My pretend husband. Love to both. Uh-oh. Well, let's not talk about yeah, this is live, Lee.
Oh, I've already gotten some of those comments already, so I'm used to it. I'm used to seeing those.
Yeah, that's no. I was hatched. Deeper dude, thank you so much. She likes to get my she likes to get Ceiling Cat high. My
Nothing
cat.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
As
It's
long as a good time.
my
Just
pretend
to
husband.
Just a chill ceiling cat.
Yeah, well, Ceiling Cat's cool. He's not nearly the show off that. Wait, where'd it go? I'm losing everything here. Sorry, I'm having too good of a time. I'm not paying attention to what I do with things. Did I get rid of it? I might be on Reddit. No, that's not it. See, I forget where they moved everything. Oh yeah, the one who really likes to party and screw things up is Velcro Cat. That's the newest member of the club. But anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, talk about the rave, the clap on rave. The place that continues to make itself a meme that I love it. I love it. And I hate to say this because I think it's so great. Have you ever heard the Villages in Florida?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's like a retirement place. And it has the highest level of STDs in America.
Okay, yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
they
that
do it. They do a
I
lot.
happily forgot about it. So thanks a lot. That those
Yes, you're
images has
welcome, man.
popped
Welcome to
again.
the show.
Those images that has left my mind has just came straight back in.
Oh my gosh. And
What
oh,
if they had those clap-on lights?
yeah, everybody's clapping. Literally, that's the hey guys, like gently is saying, here's a world away made me laugh. Pretend perfect husbanded. Not weird or cringe. No, it's not weird or cringe. I was just joking around because it's like, no one wants to think about a parent. Period. I'm just gonna stop it right there. I'm the one who's making it cringe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Our I like the hatch theory is what keeps you going. So the Villages, yeah, that was oh wait, hold on. There are villages in Northwest Arkansas too. But hold on, are you talking about like just villages though? Because that might be a thing too.
Is there like one of those villages per state?
If there's one, man, I'm blissfully unaware. Well, there's a weird place in Tennessee I don't want to talk about. But anyway, hey Jelly, how you doing? So this place, man, it's one of the things where it's like it's goofy, it's funny, you hear the stuff. Well, then I've got a Discord for it's a membership perk. Right? You go Discord, and like usually on Sunday nights after the member show, I'll go over there and sit and do the live chat. Anybody can ask me anything and all that stuff. And anyway, we were back there one time, and it got into like someone was back there, and the latest victim of this has been our buddy T-Rex. And I'm like, dude, I was like, I tell you what, man, I was like, what you need to do, T-Rex, you need to we need to get you to go down to the villages and live stream from there, walk around like you do interviews, like like none. You don't have to do the interview. You just walk around with the camera and go to people, and I'll talk to them. I'll be like, hey, would you mind asking you some questions? And that kind of has like snowballed into something, this big goofy thing. And then somebody came in, they go, I live in the villages. I was like, oh, well, if you see T-Rex, tell him hi. And I never said anything.
Like, it's a real place, really?
Because I'm like, I don't know what to say next. I was not prepared for that. Here, we're having a good time. Everybody's laughing and stuff. It's rolling. It's great. It's easy content, right? I don't have to think about anything else. And yeah, and then someone comes in and they tell me that. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I was just, it is, because I'm like, that's cool. I mean, I don't care. I mean, just, whatever you're gonna do, be happy. But one of the things I do with my channel is, it was weird because when I first started, everybody wants to run around and start saying free speech, and then they try to get down. They're hard on YouTube. Say, they would let me say the things I want to say. I'm like, look, it's the thing with the FCC. Like, they will not let TV shows say certain things and stuff like that. Like, you're in the entertainment stuff here, and so I try to keep that like going in everything I do. Because I'm like, I don't want to be demonetized. I don't want to go through all that stuff. And then Next thing you know, I'm like, man, this can get real bad real quick if you keep talking about the villages. And what's funny is it's like that's just my own thoughts, right? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about our friend Broken Baker. He was streaming one day and they started talking about furry conventions. And it was like they're having a goofy time. Whatever he said, the algorithm picked it up during the live stream, and all of a sudden his chat started being flooded with people say, "Hey, I hear this is a furry place," or "I hear you're furry friendly," or whatever. And he's like, "No, Broken Baker, he's from Denmark." And so not his first language, there's a little there every once in a while you hit him with that cultural difference. And I'm like, "Oh, dude, so how did that work out?" He said, "It was weird." I'm like, yes. I was like, we know that part, Baker. He's like, his co-host, he's like, Jimmy didn't know what furry was. I was like, that's what you have to say about it, not the fact that you are now, you're probably labeled, man. I was like, your channel's probably on like written on bathroom walls or something. I don't know. And but yeah, it's
People might call you Furry Baker next time.
oh, that's a good one. Is he streaming later on tonight? Oh my gosh, dude. Yes, that's every time I say something to Broken Baker, his first answer is no, because I'm very typical American around him. I'm like, don't you guys have wooden shoes over there? He's like, no, that is Holland. I'm like, I mean, what's the difference between Holland and Denmark? I don't know. I've never been there. It upsets him. So, oh, hey, this is actually a clean one. How can you tell if a pig is hot? It's bacon. That's another one. Didn't think Canadian bacon would be trending on Twitter today, but that was
That's such a random thing to go trending.
well, it's because of the tariffs. And so it became Canadian bacon. I was like,
I don't have Canadian bacon no more.
man, no, I'm like, did anybody? I mean, the only time I ever had Canadian bacon was on a Egg McMuffin.
I don't think I've had Canadian bacon before. Man,
It's not a staple.
I guess I'll never have it.
I have a question for you. This is so we're gonna go from that. We're gonna get to my favorite topic, right? How's your feelings on bacon? Okay, let me preface that. I'm not setting you up or anything, but I think bacon is more popular as a meme than it is as a quality product. I think the quality of bacon, I think we just assume, oh, it's bacon, so it's good. But not all bacon's good. Sometimes there's bad bacon.
Yeah, like expired bacon.
Bad bacon. Right? So are you a bacon eater, though? Because some people don't eat bacon.
I don't eat it. I rarely eat bacon. Like the only time I would eat bacon is like if I go to like family dinner and like they're making bacon, then I'll eat it. But I'm not like actively going to the store buying bacon and be like, hey, I want bacon today, and just cook them up. No, I'm not really that kind of person.
Well, so like I love a good bacon, but of course, then if it's you start with the quality product, and then I don't like soggy bacon. Like people don't cook it enough for me. Like I like it to be crisp. Some people don't like that.
Yeah,
whatever. But it's like even as a kid, it's like what's it that the meat counter bacon's that real thick stuff. I'm like, no, it's too thick for like a hamburger or something like that. I like a thin bacon. It's so weird. I'm so picky about it, and everyone thinks I'm a weirdo. I've been called the worst of names. And
people like
the worst
stuff,
of names
like
over
stuff.
bacon. But anyway, yeah, there we go. We talked about bacon tonight, and Vice doesn't. I'm going to end up giving you a nickname. By the way, like it's not on purpose, but it's just because my brain's weird.
Nickname is always welcome.
They're usually cool.
I've so many nicknames. Like I might lose count soon.
Oh, that's awesome. I just answered, "Hey you, hey dummy." I know you're talking about somebody dumb. I know that I need to look up. Oh yes, here we go. Rosalind, I see she knows she knows how to speak my love language. Candied bacon is the best. So that's I discovered that at least my version of it a few years ago. Was on a big green egg cooking thing, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm a weirdo. But you take bacon and you roll it in brown sugar, tie it in a knot, and then bake it until it's just crispy. I don't know why you got tied in a knot, but it's anyway, it's candy bacon then, and it's so weird because when you eat it, it's like it's got so much brown sugar on it. It tastes like candy, and that's very good. Sorry. Tell me more about yourself. Tell us something interesting, so that way I can shut up.
I'm all here for listening. Like you can ramble on as long as you want.
No, it's about you, man. It's not about me.
Welcome to Vice Baby with our guest, the expert.
No, it's supposed to be the other way around.
Something interesting about me.
What do you want?
Made in Korea.
Do what?
Made in Korea. Moved here 2016, somewhere around there.
Whoa, hold on now. See, I don't know. I know nothing about you. I mean, so this is the first time. Made in Korea.
Yep.
Lived there your entire life until, was that 9 years ago?
Yeah, just about 8-9 years ago. Sophomore in high school.
You high school, you said?
I moved here sophomore of high school.
Okay, great. So
got
because that's the kind of like that's one of those like it's a growing year. You mentally and everything else. It's because I remember my sophomore year in high school. I was like, that's stupid. I don't want to do any of that stuff again. So but that's a big jump. Tell me about Korea. Do you miss it?
Yeah, sometimes I miss it just because I still have families and friends over there, and like sometimes I'll miss the food. And it was pretty much a move from a big city that is still growing to a town. Like it's just like a giant scale down. And I mean, there's a lot of things to do in Korea. It's just a huge nightlife and like huge night culture. So like 24 hours a day, there's at least something to do.
Yeah.
And like here now, like pretty much at like 9-10 p.m., everything's like, no enter, we're closed. Come tomorrow. So I'm
what's funny for me about like I've noticed like everything's from like 9-10 p.m. where everything's closed, and that's happened since the pandemic, and it's like I'm like, why isn't Walmart open 24 hours anymore? And
they close at 11 p.m.
Yeah,
what's up with that?
It sucks, man. It sucks. It really sucks when it's Thanksgiving in the morning. Thanksgiving morning, I'm trying to get some but I have to get onions or something like that. My wife sent me for. I was like, well, this sucks anyway. But I mean, yeah. So the whole like closing down stuff, like I've always hated that. Like my mom. So I was born in Memphis, and it's a Memphis big town stuff. My mom's and her family was in Upper East Tennessee, very small rural place. When we go and visit, I'm like, I don't think as a little kid, I thought the town never woke up. Like they never turned on the lights since like they didn't have lights. There's no street lights out in the country, right? But when you're in Korea and you said like the food and everything, what is Korean food like? Because I know, I'll tell you what, this is how I'm going to do typical American ignorant. Korea, you think Korean barbecue. I don't even know what Korean barbecue is, to tell you the truth. I just see it advertised as such. So what did you like? What's your good food for Korea?
Well, there's the typical kimchi that everyone knows. And
oh man, let me tell you what, MG Law, do you see him on kimchi? It was like, he's like, oh, it's so hot, I can't eat it. You understand? I don't like spicy food. I'm like, oh, you need a little buttermilk for it because his mouth hurts. But I'm sorry, man. See, I have squirrels run my brain, but So
Yeah.
kimchi,
Yeah.
which is
That's
kind of, it's for
it.
me, I
It,
would think of it as
it's
like
a
a
side
sauerkraut.
dish. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a fermented spiced cabbage, and sometimes like there's a lot of different types of kimchis. Like you can pretty much turn almost anything into kimchi. Like green onions, napa cabbage, radish. Sometimes people do cucumbers, and there's a lot of types. And it's one of those side dishes that goes with anything.
See, I want to ask, like, hey, how do you make it into kimchi? But what I'm really asking is about ingredients that I don't understand, that I didn't grow up with. Like, saying that it's spicy, like,
Mm.
like to me, spicy includes cayenne. I don't know if that's the same type of spicy you have in Korea. So, um, but I
Yeah,
understand the fermented vegetable part of it, and like that's interesting. Now you make me want to try some. I'll be honest, I've never had kimchi
just go to an
until
Asian store nearby and just grab a jar
Costco.
and
Costco has it, and
no,
everyone tells me it's so
no.
great. I'm like, I don't know.
So there's kimchi from an Asian store and there's kimchi from everywhere else. And kimchi from everywhere else, they they tweak the ingredients just a little bit so it'll suit the Westerner's palate,
Yeah, a broader
so they can
market.
enjoy it more. So they use like vinegar,
Mm.
which we don't use a lot of.
Yeah, it'd be so. Yeah, naturally, because I got into like the whole like sauerkraut thing one time. I
Mhm.
heard it was I had a cousin make some, and I was like, this is the best sauerkraut I've ever had. Like, I couldn't believe it. It is naturally fermented and all that stuff. So I understand the process. Like, I know pickles with vinegar, right? Like anything in that process, vinegar style. So the Asian market, you're saying, is where I would have the better chance of having anything edible. But you say Asian market though, like I need to find a Korean one, right? I just can't go to, because I imagine Vietnamese kimchi would be very different.
Probably. But I mean, like Asian market is like a general Asia product, and but I mean, if you have a Korean store nearby, then that's better for you.
Oh, let's see here. I don't know. I mean, because my eating habits are really bad. I ate a lot of pixie sticks and other various candies. With that being said, a cheese factory exploded in France. The brie is everywhere.
That was a good one. That was a good one. A real knee slapper, I would say.
I love dad jokes because they're just so dumb, and I love them. So anyway, we got that one too. Hey, Dangerous Ways, how you doing? I just looked down, saw. Oh, hey, here's one of my favorite names, Jenny 867530999. Sorry. I don't know why I turned to retarded Axl Rose, but I don't mean to say that. But anyway. Okay, so besides kimchi, I mean, you can't survive. A man cannot survive on kimchi alone.
It's just rice, soup, kimchi, other side dishes, etc. But it's really mainly um spicy, fermented, organic, healthier foods is pretty much what Korean food is. Like compared to like Western food, like that's how I can compare it to.
Yeah, it's funny. We are America is it's a culture of bagged food. From fast food to potato chips, everything comes out of a bag. We don't. We're not a country of sharp knives and hot greed. Well, I mean, when I say grease, I don't mean like I'm. Like when you go into a good Asian place, you set big old wok and they're working it,
Mhm.
man. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like a home cooking type style. I
It's
love
like
it.
this is authentic.
Yeah, I love authentic food. I got when I was in law school. There was it was a tortilla factory right around the corner, and it was I was like a tortilla factory. That's weird. And no, it was like if you ever go to see like a Krispy Kreme conveyor belt, the only that I could, I tried to explain to my wife. I was like, yeah, like you see Krispy Kreme, they got all those donuts on the conveyor belt. Imagine that, but it was all corn tortillas. And so we would go there before, after classes or before class, whatever. And I had the first time I had authentic Mexican food, and I won't eat anything else now. Like I was like, wait a second, I'm not getting that crunchy taco with whatever type of white cheese that is. I always kind of, I'm like, I love cheese, but I'm like, man, why is this cheese so? What kind of cheese is this? Yeah, and I absolutely love it, and that's how I am with everything. Like I don't eat a lot of Asian food because it's always gooey. American Asian is gooey. It seems like I'll have a number 7. I don't know what that is. It's always numbered when you walk into a place. I'm like, why does everything have a number here? It's always says all broccoli and beef number 5 through 21. I'm like, it's all a different color of goo sauce. And I don't know, but authentic stuff that I absolutely love. But one thing I noticed, and I don't know if the chat knows or not, everything you just mentioned, none of it was Korean barbecue. So I think, obviously, I don't know. It has to be at some point, the Korean barbecue, that idea had to be sold to Americans very well. It's like, I can't imagine sushi being a California roll, but that's what everybody thinks of sushi. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it made California rolls in Tokyo. They might now, but I don't think that's where it came from.
Yeah, because that was one thing too. Like how I grew up saying sushi was what you guys call sashimi, like just rice and raw fish on top. In Korea, we call that sushi. So I was like, oh, let's get some sushi. I just get rolls. I'm like, this isn't what I ordered. And then later on, I'm like, oh, so that's what you call sushi. And you have a separate sashimi. Because for us, sashimi is just a raw fish.
Oh.
So I'm like, huh, okay. I see.
You know what? That's funny because that goes to what Younger here says. What's the biggest cultural shock? And I guess that's got to be a big one. But yeah, what other culture shock? Because you're a sophomore in high school, man. That's for me, the biggest cultural shock was like trying to figure out chicks, but but this is, I mean, but you're going intercontinental and trying to figure that out, man. That's
I'm only going halfway around the globe. It's nothing.
Oh my gosh, dude. I feel bad for you now. And it's not you. You probably handled it like a master. Me, I'm like, God, that would be horrible for me.
Like, I mean, culture shock. I didn't have a lot of culture shock because I have family here and I have family over there. So, and every summer vacation, I would come visit here and just chill with the family here, go around places, whatever. But what still shocks me, and I'm sure it shocks you guys as well, it's just family sizes. Because in Korea, it's like 3 is the normal max. So in some places, 3, like some places 3 is a lot even. So there's a lot of places that only have like 1 or 2 kids. But like I moved here and they're like, oh yeah, I'm one of 7. Oh, I'm one of 9. Oh, one of my parents was like one of 13. I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel sorry for your moms. Like, what? And it still shocks me every time. Like, I don't think it'll ever go away. Like that's the biggest culture shock I think I have.
Yeah, I understand it, but that's weird because I have a lot of that same stuff. But like my wife and I both we're God's blessing, right? Like, we're both of us come from older parents, and of course, both of our parents were older, or their parents were older, and we're like only children. And it's I mean, she has brothers, but they're decades older, and it's you know, it's I don't know. It's just it's so like for her, she grew up as an only child, and it's like me. I am an only child, and uh, I couldn't imagine the idea of just like if I had to wake up in the morning and have 3 kids I had to take care of. I don't know what I'd do. Like this bad part is because what ended up happening is my wife would have to take care of 4 kids because I'd be I'd be the other one. I'd be like, yeah, oh my gosh, dude, you got dinosaur pajamas? Well, I want some.
Like, wow, thanks for the invite. Hey,
Yeah, right. You know, I mean, yeah, let's play some video games. What's going on? Mario Kart's my jam, man. I love that. I don't understand why I get so addicted to that little stupid game, but I love it.
like names too. Like I would never memorize the names if I had like 5, 6 kids. I'm like, who are you again? Like I know your name starts with a J, but like, which one are you?
the boxer George Foreman, he named every one of his children George and with a number. George 1, George 2, George 3. And I can understand that.
I mean, smart.
Yeah.
I'm like, number 1, come up here.
Yeah, right. It's like, hey, George. It's like, George. Well, I mean, man, as a kid, I can't tell you, man. It's like you grow up and it's like you're aggravating. I mean, it's always your mom, right? Aggravating her man. Oh, actually maybe it's just women in general. Because I've had my wife do the same thing where I make her so mad. She calls me by the dog's name. And I'm like, well, you forgot my name? She's like, yes, I did because I'm so mad at you right now. I'm like, why are you mad at me? She's like, I don't even remember. I just know that you're the dog's name. And, but I couldn't imagine having, you know, I mean, God, man, I give everybody nicknames and everything else. It's all this. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. Like I couldn't imagine it. Now, not that I'm knocking the big families. I think that's awesome. Like I've never had, you know, I never had the big family reunions and all that stuff, and you know the Christmas stuff, and you know it's always like this year. We had our friends. Well, it wasn't for Christmas because I was sick, but like Thanksgiving, we had our friends over because that's a tradition that I kind of want to start because you go forward. There's a lot of people that, you know, it's, you talk about everything closing down at 9. I mean, man, you know, and Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything's closed, man. There's nothing good on TV. It seems like it's like, God, man, it's just, so anyway, it's fun getting together and doing them like, because I love like the 4th of July. I love Memorial Day. I love all these big, you know, outside party days with your friends and everything. It's like trying to do that with everything else. I don't know. I guess I'm saying like friends are the family. I don't know what I'm saying. So anyway, the culture shock is family.
Yep. Well, family shocking.
Let me ask you hang on here. I'm so far behind. Bad Doug is saying, what do you call a herd of sheep falling down a hill? A landslide.
Doug, dude, is that your full-time job, just writing dad jokes? It's just like documents and documents of just dad jokes.
He's sitting there asking one of those computer things, his clap-on machine. That's what I'm gonna start calling it instead of you know, the Amazon talker up here or whatever. You can't say her name. If I said her name, you know, 10 people would be getting here and chat back. You just turned my lights off. Hey, Melissa Joy, how you doing? Oh, and Haley Mouse, sorry. Oh, Let's Go Brandon's here too. Sorry, I got distracted. I just looked over, I saw like 3 people in a row. I was like, oh man, I didn't see all 3 of these people. So the family. I have a question. This is a very ignorant Westerner question about the I almost said the whole Asian experience. That's how stupid I am. I think that means something else maybe in some places. That's stupid. God, man, what's wrong with me?
How dare
My
you?
understanding is that I guess the whole continent really doesn't drink or consume a lot of dairy. And like I can't like I mean I've never heard of Korean ice cream.
Yeah.
Is that a thing, or am I stupid? Did I hear it wrong?
No, I think those are all like that got brought in and like introduced by the Westerners when they came over and did all their
Man,
things.
y'all got to have some ice cream. I don't know. You
It's
guys
like
don't
you
know
guys
what
are
you're missing
missing
out
out.
on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, dude. Oh my
I'm
gosh,
like,
you know how dumb this is. So there's a couple people, Meme Copium and Max Murrah. They're from Japan, and like so it's I love this whole like getting to meet people from all over the world, and that's the greatest thing about YouTube.
mhm,
And anyway, so they're from Japan, and started finding out that like in Japan, it's a big deal to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken on Christmas.
mhm.
Dude, it's the weirdest thing, right? For me. So my wife and I went to the original KFC. Here we are, a little Podunk, Corbin, Kentucky. And it's like, here's where Colonel Sanders came up with his recipe. And a tour bus pulls up and it's full of Japanese tourists. Now, this was before we found out that it's like a big thing. We see everybody come off the bus and they're all immediately just snapping pictures and doing, I mean, it was very stereotypical, like 80s type of movie. Like, we lost you. Or is that me? Are you there?
It was probably me.
It blinked for a second. I didn't know
Yeah.
something happened to the stream.
Oh
But
yeah. I
anyway,
froze for a second.
you what?
I froze for a second.
Oh, well, so then find out about KFC. I was like, that's weird. Well, how does KFC become a Christmas thing? I mean, I'd be more amazed that like they're celebrating Christmas in Japan. Like, I didn't think that was a big deal. And it's so anyway, we were visiting one of our parents or something like that, at Christmas, and we were like, we just realized that we hadn't had from the time we had eaten to the time we were getting home was hours, and we were starved. We had nothing to eat at home, and the only thing that was open was KFC had its lights on. And I was like, why am I talking about this? I totally forgot, man.
We were talking
Cultural
about ice
thing.
creams.
Yeah, ice cream.
Yeah. And then
It has to be about ice cream. Anyway, I don't know.
yeah, then you talked about how
Oh, exporting us.
it's
Yeah, so like,
Ukraine head.
yeah, well, I mean, we export like weird stuff. It's like, how do we export KFC and that becomes a Christmas tradition in Japan? But anyway, we ended up eating at KFC on Christmas because of that, because we met people on YouTube that were telling us about it. And we're like, oh, cool, let's celebrate like our friends do. Weird. But anyway, what Western thing that you grew up with in Korea that when you got here you realized was something entirely different? And it may not be anything.
No.
So did you have McDonald's growing up?
Yeah, yeah.
Did
I
they have
did.
Happy Meals?
They do. And like there's like their own version of like menus and stuff that they brought up. And like it's just pretty much same in I'm pretty sure it's same in every other countries that have McDonald's. They have their own little made up menu, their own like little specialties, whatever. The weirdest thing I've seen on that menu was this thing called ramen burger. So it's everything that goes into a burger, except for bread buns. It's ramen, just like ramen bun.
Like still crispy, or were they cooked?
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Crispy?
yeah.
Oh, dude,
And like we
that's
have like,
messed up.
and there's like teriyaki burger,
Like,
and
I mean,
it's
like
just like
teriyaki and
random
stuff like that, that'd
things.
be fine. But on McDonald's, because for America, McDonald's doesn't taste like any other burger. Like, that's McDonald's. You can't replicate that in your kitchen or anything. I don't know what they put in there as a flavoring. The tears of children or something. And it's it's good, it's addictive, but yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it didn't last long.
you come to America, you're like, hey, I'll have a ramen burger, and they're like, sir, it's only what you see on the menu.
Like we just called the police. Please leave. We're trespassing you. How dare you say that in our beautiful establishment of McDonald's?
I'm not trespassing. I'm trying to give you my money. Oh my gosh. Um, what about pizza? Like that's such an American thing.
I mean, we got in Korea. There's like Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, all that good stuff. They don't
And
have
it's
Little
still, is it
Caesars.
tomato sauce and
Oh yeah,
cheese,
yeah.
or is it like I don't know. It's oh, what's this stuff that oh, what's that? What's the I can almost I love it's mushu. It's I don't know what the country that comes from. It comes from the fried rice place down the street, mushu pork or whatever. There's little pancakes they call them, and they look like little tiny tortillas. I don't know, but anyway, like their sauce, the sauce was like a thick brown, so I just like have that mushu sauce and ramen on top, and then some. Honestly, man, that's how dumb I am. Like I don't mean that like I'm dumb. It's I am oblivious to what the everyday stuff is. And when I start saying dumb things like this, it's funny how many other people are like, yeah, that's actually what is on a Korean pizza. Because we know it's not barbecue, evidently.
No, there's a there's Korean barbecue pizza in Korea. I think I had it once.
Do y'all have Taco Bell over there?
Maybe. I don't think I've seen a Taco Bell over there.
You know what? I'm going to think because Taco Bell's slogan is "Run to the border," that maybe it's kind of a little controversial for South Korea.
Just run to the northern border, or
Right.
no, don't. That's dangerous. Don't do that.
What's that like having a being in? Because the only way you can access South Korea is by boat or plane, right?
Yeah.
So is that were you ever conscious of that growing up?
Well, it's just whatever about it.
Yeah,
Just
I
Just
absolutely
a
love that, man.
peninsula surrounded by water. That's it. That's who we
Yeah.
are.
And it doesn't affect. I mean, I love that, man. Think about it. That's the tenacity of the entire culture. It's like, okay, well, this is what it is, and we go on. You know, you don't have a trade partner or routes that you can get to by land. That's just amazing, really. It's a I don't know. Again, it's one of those things. Like I love the history of places and seeing how they developed into what they are today. And South Korea is an amazing place. Everything I've ever heard about it, or from the products that they produce to the people from there, it's just amazing. So let me ask you a question, because your father is American, your mother's Korean. Is that correct? By the way, I just found this out Friday. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about you. Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't know his mom was Korean. So how did they meet? Like if it was like, match.com, that's cool. You know, who's a guy brother.
Well, it was Tinder.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
No,
That's cool.
it wasn't. My dad was a missionary, and he went to Korea. And then they actually met here in Utah.
Oh,
cool. And the rest is history.
So your mom was over here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is she? Was she born in America?
No, she was born in Korea.
Okay.
And then she moved to America. And then, so they actually met as a missionary. Well, when Dad was in Korea as a missionary, that's when they first met.
Oh.
And then,
that's cool.
When it was time for Dad to go, she went over to Utah as well, and then went to school. And Dad got a job in Korea as a lawyer. And I happened.
Yes, that's awesome. Dude, that's crazy cool, man. Yeah, I didn't um realize and it's one of the things like I don't know anything about anybody. To me, YouTube is I don't try to let me this is how I am in life. This is the one part about me that is always journalism. I don't care like of what I get. It's that whole like I don't get involved in drama. I don't care what your background is, all this other stuff. I care about the relationship you and I have. And so, I don't until I got into this thing, kind of asked about I don't even know about interviewing. It's not something I came in here to do, but it's something I found that I really like to get to know people, and then people in the chat really enjoy what the same thing because not everybody gets the chance to ask you the questions that we're all wondering. And so, anyway, I didn't know that your dad was a missionary in Korea. That's really cool. One of my best friends, he's Mormon. He actually did his he did his mission in Iowa. And he
Nice.
hated it so bad. He hated every moment of it. Oh my gosh, dude. It's the stories are not good. And every once in a while, and I do this because he's my friend. I'll be like, yeah, is that kind of like when you lived in Iowa? And now he's in Vegas right now. So big difference, right? And so we don't get to see each other that much, but when I get to just kind of hit that, you can tell it's like the air gets sucked out of the room. I'm triggering like a PTSD moment for him. I'm like, yeah, wasn't that like, hey, did you ever go over to Orville Redenbacher's? Did you when you were there? And he's not happy with me, but no, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the Mormon religion is amazing to me. I love how they are very family oriented and very you never meet them. I don't know. This is my own take on it, and I don't talk about religion on here, politics, contrary to my backgrounds and stuff, right? But I always love how I've never had a bad experience with a Mormon. They're always, as I think it's more than religion; it's a culture, and they're very. I've been very kind people. That's been my experience, and it's just like it's. So I love it. I love everything about it. But I didn't realize your dad was a mission over there. That's crazy. Now, are you Mormon?
I used to. So
Mm-hmm.
here's the crazier part. My dad used to be a bishop in a Mormon church in Korea.
Oh wow!
So like in Korea, like this surprises a lot of people. There's a giant, like the Mormon culture is huge. There's a giant group of Mormons in Korea. So like I would go to church with him, like while he was doing his little thing upstairs. I would be downstairs with other kids, like cutting pictures of Jesus, coloring him in, and singing hymns and whatever. And one day, Dad was like, "You know what? I'm too busy with my work to do all this church stuff. We're gonna stop going." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And that's when I
Mm.
stopped being a Mormon.
Oh wow. Well, you haven't left the church, have you?
I
The Mormon church?
I left the church too. I'm like, I'll
No.
follow you, but it's the only Mormon in my family is my grandpa.
Okay.
Yeah, and like we respect that, and like still do like family dinner every once in a while and all that. But yeah,
So
like just like any other religion, there was like the good group and the bad group of the same
dude,
religion, and like you experienced the good part.
you are talking my jam. It's funny. So like from my wife, for instance, like she didn't like I in high school, like my dad changed companies and we got moved to the Pacific Northwest. So I think I was like in junior high or something like that. And so I went from Tennessee to Portland, Oregon, right? Culture shock. That was my biggest culture shock. And that's where, of course, because Mormon religion being based out of Salt Lake City and everything, there aren't as many Mormons in Tennessee as there are in Oregon, Washington, and all that. Utah has a few, right? But anyway, So my
Not too much.
buddy, what's great about so I'm telling my wife this, because she, I was like, it's different. I was like, I had friends that are more, but like, on Sunday, they didn't come out to play on the street baseball or something, whatever we had going. If we had a sunny day in the Northwest, we were outside. There weren't many sunny days, but anyway, then with my buddy, I was like, well, here's the thing about him. I was like, he's a bad Mormon. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, there's good Mormons, there's bad Mormons. And but this is my own thing. So when you said this, you made me think like, oh my gosh, we're not in front of people right now talking. This is like a thing that two friends have talked about before. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so dangerous going down this road. But yeah, so but my he's a bad Mormon because like his favorite drink is Diet Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, dude, and I was, yeah, I know. I'm like, dude, are you supposed to have that? He's like, yeah, why not?
I mean,
And
there's a lot of those.
yeah, it's funny because it seems like that's the good Mormon versus bad Mormon thing that I'm talking about. It's like you all have people that are very ingrained in following every little aspect of the religion, and then you have other people that they still like they'll have a Diet Dr. Pepper, and it's funny hearing you talk about saying bad Mormons. That's you just hit a chord, man. It's a good chord. You understand? This is one of my most favorite moments right now since being on YouTube. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, I got you.
I'm embarrassed. Okay, I'm embarrassed because I love this so much. This is one of the first I've ever had someone just click a personal side. Bad dogs. I think he spent too much time in the LSD faith. Don't do that, bad duck.
That's a different kind of faith, but close enough.
Yeah.
In spelling.
Very, very different. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I said, this stream is about you. And so right now you said that your dad was a bishop or something. Yeah, my image of your dad is like he has a cigar. And I was like, oh, that's funny because my bad Mormon friend, he loves cigars. He loves them, man. And so last year I did a thing because I don't live far from Dollywood. If you ever Dolly Parton's theme park, right? And so we had a thing. It was like, let's have a meet and greet at Dollywood. And my buddy, the Mormon, he came in and the Mormon. Oh my gosh, dude! That if this were today, that'd be his nickname, the Mormon. And he would hate it so bad. Oh, he would hate me so bad for saying that, and that would just make me say it more. And then Broken Baker, he came in, and it was funny. I would and they both stay with me, and I would get up in the morning, and they were right there where they were when I went to bed, sitting on the back deck, and they were smoking cigars and drinking beer. And I'm like, did you guys sleep? Yeah. And then but then they go by talking. And I come like on the second or third day, I guess, when I noticed it, that they're eating donuts and drinking beer at 11 a.m. And after they're done, they lit up cigars. And I was like, what is going on here? Is this real life? But it's funny because my Mormon buddy, that the image I just described, your dad, that's my Mormon buddy, the bad Mormon. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You guys can see I totally have broken character. Oh my gosh, you are so in accord with me. That is so awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You're still in Korea when you said that your dad stopped, right?
Like he stopped. I think I was in like elementary school or like I was in elementary school when he stopped. So like I barely remember anything about the Mormon church and all that and like the experience except for putting Jesus out and coloring him. And
Dude.
after all that's done, I'll just like go upstairs and listen to him talk and then go home. The end. That's all I remember.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you the worst thing then, man. Because this is what I've always said. Here I am, I'm in high school, and it's probably 25% of my high school is Mormon. And the Mormon church has some very, very cute girls. It just so happened that it seemed like every girl that was cute was Mormon. And so, man, they had the Mormon dances, and they're all like, it was like, it's surreal to even to this day to try to explain like the way I saw it as 16 years old, right? Because you're seeing a 16-year-old, you're like, what are all these chicks doing over here talking? Like, and try to explain it. I probably sound like an idiot. Everybody here's going, how do I unsubscribe? Which is probably this is the time to say, guys, please make sure you're subscribed. Oh, actually, I do have to do this part. Is make sure that you're subscribed. I've had a bunch of people reaching out to me that are members, that are being constantly unsubscribed. YouTube's going through their cleanup thing. They usually do it in spring, it feels like. And then also I have Vice Baby. He is pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you subscribe to him too. And make sure you get your notifications turned on. That's the only way you'll find out about us. And that's the house cleaning I have to do. So I appreciate you guys. But anyway, yeah, so you see all these Mormon girls. I'm like, what's going on over here? It's like, oh, well, they're having their denim dance is this weekend. I was like, what's a denim dance? Like, what's going on here? Where's this at? Like, wait, they're having that here at the school? I haven't seen anything. No, it was a Mormon only event. I was like, well, wait a second. I feel like I'm being cheated.
It's like a day pass for being Mormon.
I'm like, I just want to go and like hang out and be like, what's going on? Hey, that wasn't cool in high school like I am now. I'm real cool. I get ask my wife. No, but yeah, there's like, I would just be like, what is happening here? So I really feel bad for you that was the time you didn't get that. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, dude, you can tell. See, I just skipped right over from going to the interview till I like you clicked, and we just like I'm sorry, man. That's how I would talk to a friend. It's just I'm gonna give you hell about it.
Oh, it's all good. It's just nice, chill. Just do whatever you want to do. Yeah. As long as you're enjoying it, it's all good.
I hope everybody is enjoying it. That's doing this. I've noticed that the happier the chat is, the happier you are. And that's how. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's a cool thing. It's how life is. The happier people are around you. We've all had that negative person. And that no matter what, they could win the lottery, and then they'll be like the next day, be like, oh, but my floor needs to be mopped. Something so mundane. Everything's a disaster. Or it's like, oh, I just won the lottery, but now I have to drive down to the Capitol and pick it up. Or they want to take my picture with the big check, and I don't have anything to wear. Like it would be whatever I'm saying about wasting, but you won the lottery. Like these aren't problems in your life anymore. But some people like that. I've always tried to avoid that. Like, look, focus on the good, and we'll just have fun and do what we can. It's good times, but man, dude, you broke me, man. You totally broke me with that. The bad Mormon.
I'm honored.
No, I love it though. Like I'll tell you another one is like that's I always heard was like the Pacific Rim right there. That was the fastest growing area for Mormonism, at least some the points that I was told about it. And that's amazing. Your dad hit his mission over there. That's I can't imagine learning a different language. So like you grew up. How is school over there? Do you learn multiple languages growing up?
Yeah. So
I know you had that in the house.
In Korean schools, it's mandatory. Like just like how here in the States, like you learn Spanish in school. Like in Korea, you learn English, and I don't know if they still do it, but you used to do Chinese as well. Like it's built into the curriculum.
Okay.
I don't know if they still teach Chinese in school yet, but like yeah, when I went to school, both English and Chinese was like a mandatory thing to learn.
I couldn't imagine. Like Chinese is really hard. That's
But
you gotta.
it's yeah, for a foreigner, learning Chinese is hard, but for a Korean, it's easy. It's surprisingly easy because the Korean language, about 70% of it is from the Chinese characters. Because there was like the Japanese invasion and there was a Chinese invasion of Korea. So Korean is pretty much a mix of both Japanese and Chinese. So for Koreans, it's very easy to learn both Chinese and Japanese because the tones and the pronunciations, there's a lot of common ones. So
Yeah,
I don't know if
that
that's the
makes
reason
sense.
why, but like it was built into curriculum for a long time.
Huh. It's I mean, I see what you're saying. I love that, like how it's kind of easier. You pick up different like in America, for instance. Like here I am in the South, and we besides having jacked up accents and we say different things. If you take someone from like Louisiana and someone from like New York State, it's like listening to two totally different
Oh yeah.
languages.
Right.
But yet you understand what they're saying.
Hmm.
The thing that really gets me is how you learn English as well. And that just there's a I don't know, I was like in college or something. So there's uh I think was it like Steve Forbes was I used to have a thing for quotes and stuff like that, like of successful people. I don't know, it just seemed like that, I'm in college. It seemed like, oh, you gotta try to act smart, right? And anyway, I remember Steve Forbes said that the international language of business is English, and instead of being worried about speaking other languages remedially, we should speak English very well. So
Hmm.
because other countries they don't speak jacked up they don't teach jacked up English. They teach proper English.
Right.
And so that's where there's a big problem. And I remember when I met Broken Baker, I asked him if it bothered him for me to use um, abbreviated words. Like instead of saying I am, do I'm. Like I don't know if they teach that to you. And he told me like he actually preferred it because it helps him get better with English. And there was one point he did a stream and he's like, oh, wait a second. I forgot how to say that in Danish for a second because
Mhm.
he streams in English and he
Right.
speaks it so much now, which I think that's another thing that's so great about the internet. It's changed everything. But yeah, this y'all's Korea speaking English, that's very telling because here we're always trying to jam Spanish down everybody. I'm like, oh my gosh, like Spanish speaking countries don't even speak Spanish. They all speak their own dialect and everything. It's our education over here is very
It's like
different.
the book language versus the street language. It's different. It's very different.
Right? It's yeah, it's crazy. Um well, there was something else, man, because like Korea, um uh, I lost it.
But like with Baker, I can really relate to that. Like how he forgets Danish. I sometimes forget Korean. Like I'm forgetting Korean like slowly, very slowly. Like I have to like search up words and all that. Like when I have to text people that are in Korea, I'm like, oh, what was that word? So I'll just go on like dictionary and then just like
Dude,
search up words. I'm like, because I rarely, very rarely use it. Like the only time I use it is if I'm going to a Japanese restaurant that's run by a Korean family, then I'll talk Korean with those, like with that family.
a Japanese
But like,
restaurant that's run by a Korean family.
yeah, it's good, good food.
Do they have Japanese pancakes? That's the only thing I want to. I'm really obsessed over.
Oh, those hot cakes, or like, do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Those things are supposed to be so good, and I didn't even. Australian told me about them. I'm like, what? Like, I love what? What's going on here? I gotta have some so bad. Sorry. Anyway, so that's the only time you speak Koreans with them.
Right. So I'm slowly forgetting it. So I can relate to Baker with that. I think it's really common with like people who speak dual languages.
That you focus on whatever one you're speaking at the time.
Like whatever you speak the most, you'll do great at it. But like, especially if it's your mother tongue, like it really hits you. Like, oh God, I'm forgetting everything. What's going on?
So I struggled getting through Spanish class. God, and we had to have it. I'm like, I mean, I remember when I first took, I was like in ninth grade or something. I was like, really, we should teach how to, because again, like I moved from Tennessee to Northwest, and all of a sudden there were so many cultures that were new to me and stuff. And they were, as a kid, just amazes you and stuff. And I was like, really, we should teach how not to offend other cultures. It's like we should, like, everybody should learn how to chew with their mouth closed. It's like we should learn how to make sure that some cultures, they belch at the table, and that's a compliment. Our culture, that's rude. It's little things that I would rather not offend somebody for the way I act and butchering a word. But it's when you talk about like losing the language, it's like foreign language was always foreign to me. But the thing I relate to that is for me, because I went to law school, I made that mistake, right? And the pandemic happened and all this stuff. And so now I YouTube all the time. And so me taking it as a business has always been the plan, but watching myself, talk about language, man, it's those little things. So when every once in a while something comes up and I get interested in like a case or something like that, I have to, I go to read it. I was like, I remember the first time I read one, and wow, I was like, I felt so stupid. I was like, oh my gosh, like, have I forgotten everything here? And I was so worried because you hear other people, they're so smart. Well, that's the way it always is. There's anytime a lawyer thinks they're good, somebody comes along who's actually good, makes you look stupid. And I'm like, everybody makes me look stupid. I'm just happy I don't know, tie my shoes, and they aren't tied half the time. But anyway, it's one of those things where, like, I know what you're saying, like you lose those little things that you learn stuff that you don't even realize you ever learned it with a language. And that's how I was when I started I did several cases like that. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the worst thing that was panicky to me is like how you're talking about it's your mother language, is I was thinking, I was like, am I losing my education? That's a large part of your life. That's money, time, choice, or something. And I was like, I feel like I was cheapening myself. And so now that's one of the things. You don't want to lose a skill that you've learned, right? It feels weird.
Right.
But I don't know. It's that's crazy. You're being assimilated to Utahianism. Do you go to Park City to ski? Do you ski, or I bet you're a snowboarder?
I'm a skier.
Really?
Yeah, I snowboarded for about 5 minutes when I was like a tiny little kid, and I'm like, no, But yeah, I haven't gone skiing in minimum 10 plus years.
Oh, really? For me, everything's 5 years ago, or was 100 years ago? Because after 5 years, I mean, it might as well be a century, right? That's got was I feel like 10 years since you've been skiing. You well, so I always encourage people, you need to go out there and do it. If you ever enjoyed it, you gotta pick it up again.
Like the closest ski resort is probably like an hour and a few minutes from here. Really close.
Look at this chat, man. Connor.
Hi,
Dude, you got a fan club, man. You said the closest
is here.
Close the do what?
The Vice babies are always here.
Oh, I love it. You already named your chat. Dude, that's awesome.
They named themselves. I'm going along with it. So
okay, my thing is always don't read the chat because they'll mess with you. Like you see Bad Duck, right? Okay, he's the tip of that iceberg. They'll mess with you. So yeah, you keep an eye on it. Don't get focused and don't go get. Sometimes they do drama and stuff like that. You don't know what's going on. A troll will come in, ignore the troll, all that stuff. But yeah, don't read the chat because they'll mess with you. But at the other time, don't ignore them because the chat controls the station. That's right, Lady Tammy. But anyway, yeah, they named themselves, so now you're stuck with that. Don't you dare try to change that one.
oh, I love the name.
Oh, it's great, and it's great. It's so funny how I don't know, just this whole thing. It's an organic experience. Like I remember saying one time, I was like, people who come around here, it's like the island of misfit toys. Where else are we gonna go? And then now it's people. You get a growth spurt in your channel, you get new people coming in and stuff, and people are like, man, you're squirrely. And so now it's all like everything's nuts around here and stuff like that. I'm like, you just go with it, man. It's a cool thing, man. Life is cool when you let it happen. Some people are, I don't know. So
A lot of interesting things has happened.
yes, Heidi, I do read the chat. So anyway, well, listen, I told you, man, I do 2 hours, man. I'm a hard on. We're coming up on that. I feel we've been all over the place. Is there anything you want to focus on? Do you play a lot of games? Real quick, let me ask that because
I actually haven't played as much games as I used to
you're working.
because I'm working. Yeah. And plus, I mean, I work graveyard shifts, like overnight shifts. I
Mhm.
love them. I've done them for, well, since 2020, like mid 2020. I love it. Like people are like, oh, it must be hard. I'm like, I enjoy it. I'm like 120% not a morning person. Like if there's like when I get new jobs, that's the first thing I see. I'm like, do you have night shift? No? Okay, next.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have night shift? Yes. Awesome. Like next up, what's like all the necessary stuff? But
Dude, it's like when you say you hate morning, man, it's like the sunshine just looks different,
it's like just
right?
turn it off. It's too bright.
Yeah.
Just like flip a switch, turn it off.
Yeah, it's like people are like, oh, I hate morning people and stuff. It's like, I don't know how you can shut down your mind when it's like, oh, wait, I gotta go to bed because my morning is gonna be this many hours away. And I'm like sitting there going, how do you how do you do that? But yeah, nighttime, man, it's I don't know, it's either for you or it's against you, but that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, gaming, man. So you don't get to game as much as you like to. What's your favorite type of games that when you do get to?
When I do game, I really like open world. I like to just go on adventures and just like explore. And it really obviously it's changed a lot over the years of my gaming life. Like it went from like first person shooter to like action to horror, and now it's open world.
So yeah, like here's my thing. So you said first person shooter, like that. I loved everything until everything became in mobile gaming. That's another thing. So like I thought like the iPhones and all that stuff. Like I thought, oh cool, like it's gonna be set up like you're gonna be able to get a good 5 minutes in. We got 5 minutes. But now it's all like playing like Call of Duty. It's all online. I don't like that. I like to do missions, and it's just me because I want me time. I want to shut down and just be me. And I get when it's over with, I get look around like, holy cow, it is really quiet in this room, and I am by myself. But yeah, like I love the shooter stuff, but like open world, I get lost. Because I'm a squirrel, man. I'm like, oh, what's this over here? What's this? And then I'm like, well, is this ever going to end? Because I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be doing. What's the point of this
5 hours of
game?
playtime with like 1% completion.
Yeah, and that drives me nuts. I'm like, did I just waste my time? What is happening? So it's funny because all that happens, it's like the whole, like, you're doing the quick oh man, I just realized, speaking of, I've this entire time I've been in top chat. So yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the chat at all. But anyway, thing that you're gonna be able to just chill out and relax, pick up a game you haven't played in a while. It's not as they sell it, I feel like, better than it actually is created. And so what I find is I go back to stupid Nintendo games. Those games, every character they have is 100 years old, and it's Super Mario Brothers. You can always pick up a Super Mario Brothers game, and you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's why I love Mario Kart. So that, hey, Volstorm's here. How you doing, bud? So, uh-oh. Oh, here. I see Roseman Ranch is talking to my wife. That's never good. So they're causing trouble, I'm sure. Anyway, see, you don't read the chat. Did you see that? I got distracted. I lost my guess. And I hate that because I want to focus on the person I'm talking to. I don't want to focus on
It's your stream. You do what you want to do.
That's right. Well, I can't
You control the show.
Don't say that because I'm horrible at it. All right, let me ask you. So, with all your work and everything else, do you have anything? Are you your YouTube time? And you said this is for fun now and all that stuff. Like I always say, if for creators, like, you stream when you feel the urge or you have the time or whatever. Do you have? I mean, you're just here to have a good time, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just have a good time, chill, and hopefully the audience are having fun too, being able to take a breather from whatever they're doing. So I'm here to entertain.
That's awesome,
Hopefully.
man. That's awesome. That's entertainers what I put down. I'm like, I'm not somebody to pay attention to. I'm not a life coach. I'm a goofball. I'm trying to just push through and because it's entertaining for me as well. I'm just a class clown. I just turned it up to 11 and turned the microphone on or whatever. But yeah, so okay, guys, chat, listeners, lurkers, everybody, be sure when you go over there, Vice Babies at the top of the pinned at the top of the chat, click it, go to the stream. Oh man, that also reminds me of something else. Anyway, subscribe to him. Make sure you turn on the notifications. That way you'll know when he's there. And I think you're gonna have a good time, man. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. I really appreciate meeting you. I really appreciate you coming on. You have no idea how honored I am.
Thanks for reaching out to me. Like
I'm
I'm new, so I'm like, I don't like. It's gonna sound weird, but I'm like, I don't have the right to reach out to all these famous people and be like, hey, do you want to be my guest, or like, do you want to play games with me, or do you want to talk to me? All this, I know you're gonna say no, but I'm like I don't feel the right yet because I'm new to everything. I'm like, I need to grow like at a certain level, meet a certain goal, then I'll be like, okay, now I think I'm safe enough to reach out to these people. So like when you reached out, I'm like, I'm down. Let's do it. Like no questions asked.
Dude, I love that, man. Because here's the thing. This again, man. It's weird. I don't ask people on because I'm like, no, hang out with me. That's stupid, And when I saw you go live, it was because you came in Friday night, and so many people had told me that like the chat, it seems like, thinks that everybody knows everybody on this side of the camera. And I'm like, man, I don't know anybody. Like, you name somebody right now, I'm like, I don't know who that is, but I never reach out to anybody. I've never asked anybody to be on my streams or anything, because I think, why would anybody want to be here? And then last year I got a bump in growth, and you start noticing the only thing that subscribers, the difference is, because you have to have content that people want to come watch. The viewers is the key dynamic, and I'm like, when you grow, though, other channels, they take you more serious. It's like, oh, because everybody's trying to I don't know, they want to be with whoever's the hot person at that moment. But yeah, I'm trying to think. There might be. No, I take it back. I do take it back. You're gonna die. Oh my gosh, dude, this is so funny. Right before I asked you on, I had just sent out. I saw Tanya Harding. Do you know who that is? She was an Olympic skier like 100 years ago, and she, like, her competition, like, her ex-husband, paid some dude to, like, hit her competition in the knee with a pipe to take her out before the Olympics, something like that. I don't even know the whole story. Anyway, she got her. She said, "Hey, I made it to X. I'm so excited." And I sent her things like, "Hey, would you like to come on?" Because I was being goofy. I was like, "Well, this is stupid. That's never gonna happen." But it gave. I don't know. I was just one thing, and then I saw you pop up, and I was like, "Well, this is serious. I actually would like to hang out with this dude." And so it's funny, like Tanya Harding, and then it's you, and you said yes. So
Oh, so I was second choice. I was the afterthought. I see.
you
I
weren't
see.
live yet. You didn't have a channel. This is all like within hours. It
Wow,
was like
thanks
a
a lot.
sign, man.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was a
leaving.
sign.
Bye.
The bad Mormon sign lit up, and I was like, "Oh!" I got attracted to like a moth. Oh my gosh, dude! Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. All right, you guys can tell. Listen, go check out Connor's page. Go make sure you're subscribed and stuff. Please do that for me. And he is. I've had a lot of fun, and I hope we see more of you around here. I think a lot of people really dig hanging out with you and stuff. And man, it's the hardest part you've already overcome. You've taught
Right.
you turn the camera on, you turn the mic on, you hit the live button.
Mhm.
And then the second hard part is you managed to make it through a stream with the most wackadoo, weirdo, eccentric squirrel head in YouTube. So,
And yeah, like I said, I feel very lucky to have known the people I've known and like took the path in life that I did. Because like one small difference and like none of this would have happened. I would have met anyone that I have already who wouldn't have the relationship that I had. So I feel very lucky to have the connections I had, to have all these people like watching my content for some reason, and like just everything that happened in life up to this point. I'm like you really can't take it for granted.
no, yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you 1,000%. There's always a silver lining, and you may not see it, but it's there. I'm big on signs.
Mhm.
It's one of the things, like, people always say, if I just had a sign, and my wife is Methodist, and we were at church. I was at church with her and her parents one Sunday, and, um, listening, and I don't know, I wasn't paying as much attention as I should. And anyway, the preacher, he mentioned signs. And he said the problem is that signs are everywhere. You drive down the road, you see signs everywhere. It's like, problem is that you're not paying attention to them. You're not listening to them. And I was like, whoa, like, it just, that kind of hit me as a thing. Like, everything that's around you is there for a reason. The galaxy, the universe is good if you let it, and it'll treat you good if you let it. And man, it's just like, it's like, it was just kind of cool, man. You came in my chat, and I didn't know who you were or anything. I didn't know you were Korean until yesterday. No, I take back Friday night. Valhalla, I was like, really, he is? I had no idea. And it doesn't, that's because that's not part of that's not who, I mean, it's part of who you are, but it's not, I don't care about that. It's, I don't know. It's just, it's different. And this is what's funny is this is not the person I was before YouTube. And when I hit that live button, it was weird. I was very cautious about what I said because I realized that this is stuff still going on the internet. It's going to last forever. And then the more I grew, the more I realized like, man, it's a simple algorithm. It's not an algorithm. It's a simplicity of life is that those few opportunities you have, those few chances you make, man, you end up in a great spot. And I'll tell you what, I'm in a great spot for meeting you. And I really appreciate this. You're an awesome dude.
Oh yeah. Appreciate it for having me.
Well, like I said, man, anytime. Yeah, so that being said, I gotta say, poor Marine, for some reason he wants wiggles. We're gonna get out of here, y'all. So we're gonna give poor Marine a shot at his wiggles, and then we're gonna sweep round it on out of here. Guys, love y'all. Thank you so much for spending the time with us tonight. And Vice, maybe I'll see you in a second. But before that, hang on, we're going to give poor Marine a marine style wiggle. Okay, watch this. Let's see if I can find it. I'm always horrible at finding things. Oh, here we go.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus.